Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Alex, and today we are going to be doing a NFL logo tier list. So, as I said in the past NFL tier list video, I am a Rams fan, so I do have my own biases. But without further ado, let's get into it. This is just going to be based on logos. I am going to try my best to be unbiased. I will also take into account potentially secondary logos if there is a great one. So for the Cardinals, this is their main logo. I feel like the Cardinals you can't go wrong with. It is a pretty good logo, and I don't know, there's just not a ton of uniqueness to it. Some people could argue, but in the grand scale of some of these logos, I feel like it's a B tier. Falcons, especially with their throwback logo, I'm trying to think if there's much that I would put above the Falcons. I mean, the Falcons have a great logo. I feel pretty similar for the Ravens. I don't know if they're quite to the Falcons, but a lot of the bird logos you can't go wrong with. I do wish that I feel like the Falcons logo looks great on a helmet. The Ravens logo maybe not quite as much. I wish that they had. I do like their alternate where it's facing towards you. It's going on to the Bills. They had some really cool alternates this last year with the Midnight. No, that was just the Rams. Some type of what's it called? Rivalries. The NFL rivalry uniforms. I would say that the Bills. This is just logos. I'm going to try not to take into account uniforms too much. I feel like the Bills also have a pretty cool logo. Again, I'm going to be a little bit too high on some of these, but maybe you'll see later. Panthers, I also like the Panthers. I don't know if it's quite as unique as some of the other ones. I really like the colors, but I feel like I don't know when this logo was initially created, but I feel like I've seen plenty of cats and panthers similar to this, but still a pretty good logo. The Bears, I mean, this is a great logo. It's a classic. You see it everywhere. There's plenty of Bears fans in the U.S. I don't love the C that, the C that is their standard logo. If I'm talking this logo, this would probably be like an A tier. I mean, this is a pretty fun logo. It looks fierce. But taking into account their normal logo, I mean, their normal logo would probably, it has a ton of history, but it would be pretty low. For that reason, I'll put them in C tier because they have a nice secondary logo. The Bengals, they have an amazing helmet so that they don't need to put this logo on their helmets. Similar to the Rams, there's only a few teams that have, and in the Vikings that have helmets that don't have the logo. They have a pattern. And I think those are some of the best helmets in the league. If we were doing a helmet tier list, I think the Rams, especially some of the older Rams helmets, along with the Bengals and the Vikings, would be some of the highest that there is. But surely the logo, yikes. We'll put it in F for now. It might move up if there's something much worse. Speaking of which, the Browns, I mean, this is a terrible logo. I don't know what to tell you. I think that's widely agreed upon. Cowboys fans, star. I feel like this is about as standard as you get. Some people would argue C tier, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Broncos, it's definitely not bad. It's definitely iconic. There's lots of Broncos fans. I would say for the Broncos, this is going to go... I feel similar vibes to the Ravens, so I'll put you in A tier. Lions, I love the Lions logo. The, like, baby blue, or whatever you want to call it, like sky blue. The Lions are probably my second favorite team. I don't necessarily root for multiple teams, but some of my family members have liked the Lions, and I just think that they have a great logo, and it's unique. The Packers, again, you see it everywhere, but just critiquing the logo, it is very iconic. So I'm going to put it above these two, but it is just not a great logo. Texans, I like the star for the eye. It shows the different colors in there. I feel like it's a decent logo. It's a B tier logo. The Colts, I actually like the Colts logo. I think I like their either old or alternate more, with the guy riding, the cowboy riding the colt or the horse. I feel like this is also a B tier logo. I feel like this is the kind of my median here. Let's see here, the Jaguars, or the Jaguars if you're British. I would put them, I feel like it doesn't have quite the same appeal of some of the ones above it. Still a good logo. I think some of their older ones had more, I don't know what the word is, like footballiness to them. Again, this just kind of looks like a cat, and I don't like it quite as much as the Panthers, who are in B tier. The Chiefs, I am kind of biased. I do not love the Chiefs, not just because of their recent success, but also their logo is just not that great. So I'm going to put it here with the similar letters kind of tier, and the Bengals could also fall in that, but I feel like at least they have the arrowhead type thing, and then this one just has so much history. The Raiders, also just not a great logo. Decent. I feel like maybe, I feel like this is a C tier logo. Raiders fans are numerous and they are passionate, but I'm sorry. Chargers, it's simple, but and they don't have a ton of fans, but I love the Chargers logo, not just because they share a stadium with the Rams. I've loved this for a long time. I feel like electricity and lightning and their color scheme, it is just, social media is probably so much easier because this is so simple, and it's just a great logo. The Rams, man, oh man, many people would put them in F. I've got to put them in D. I feel like that's pretty reasonable. They do have a great secondary logo, or I say great, maybe like B tier. Some people would think like A tier secondary logo. It's much better than this. It is a ram head. I think a lot of people wish that they had their old logo, which would probably be S tier, in the early Return to LA days and in the St. Louis days. However, they don't. I think it'd be nice if they had something similar to that old logo and changed the colors to their modern, soul and royal, or whatever the name for the colors are, but gold, yellow, and blue. The Dolphins, this is a great logo. I feel like this has got to be at least A tier. The sun, the dolphin, it's unique. They had better ones in the past. I know that their retro logos are awesome. The dolphin with the little football helmet, that would probably be a S tier logo. The Vikings, I think everybody agrees that this is a great logo. Classic, clean. See here, Patriots, definitely just not a bad logo. I don't have much to say about the Patriots. It's solid. I feel like the Saints have, sorry, I'm not doing these in any particular order. If I did, I would probably do this. Well, yeah. Saints, it's a great logo. Simple, the fleur-de-lis. Can't go wrong with it. Fits into a lot of things. It's symmetrical. It looks good. It's historical. I don't know what to say. New York, the Giants. This, I almost want to put it in C tier because it just feels, classic. But since the Packers are here, I've got to put some of these lower effort ones down here. I'm sure that the Giants could have a much better logo if they wanted to. I love their color scheme, but they don't. The Jets, I mean, this logo by itself is also just got to be a D tier. I don't know what to tell you. I feel like the Jets could have like a A-tier logo. I love the idea of the Jets, but yeah, currently right there. I don't know all the secondary logos, by the way, so don't get too frustrated if I forget to mention that. The Eagles, I know that they have a pretty good secondary logo. I feel like this is an A tier. You might say like, oh, you know, some of these classic animals are down here, but I do quite like the retro and whatnot logos for them, and Eagles fans are a little bit too passionate, so I don't want to upset them. Steelers, it's a little bit more, what's the word, creative than some of these just straight up letters, but not much, so it's got to go in the C tier. San Francisco, also here. I also do not like the 49ers very much because of my fan base. The Seahawks, some of the other simple birds like the Cardinals and animals like these have gone in here that don't have like that it factor to them. I feel like some of the simple ones up here, like the Eagles and the Broncos and the Ravens, I feel like they just kind of have an it factor to them. The Seahawks do have a loved alternate logo. I don't love it. Maybe it's because I'm colorblind. But the Bucks have a great logo. I almost put it in A. I think it's got to be S though. And their colors and the creamsicle and some of their alternates with definitely if they had the Buccaneer with the sword through its mouth, I think that's their other alternate. I mean, that one is also just a great logo. Titans, this is not their current one. I think the Commanders also got changed. There's like a spear through it now. And people talked about the spear like not being technically possible because it like passes through in ways that it can't. I don't really mind it. I think it might look a little bit better if it was accurate, but I'm going to act like these are their current logos, so this one loses the flames and it takes on more of a baby blue, I believe. I like it a little bit more than the other just straight up letters, but it's also not, I guess it is a sword for like a Titan, but losing the flames, it's a decent logo, don't get me wrong. It could be B tier. Some people think it's A or S tier, I don't know. And then Washington, in its current state, I think it also has to be in the slightly above the letters category. Sorry. It just has some uniqueness to it. I don't know. And I quite like the Commanders. I like their color scheme. I like their team. I like the all-black uniforms, but their logo is probably one of their weaker spots, I would say. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I feel like this is a pretty balanced list. I feel like some of these are widely agreed upon. Others might be hot takes, but let me know what you think. Feel free to like and subscribe if you liked the video. And have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye.